until you can get past Scalia,
Scalia,
Justice Scalia,
Justice Scalia.
who says that guns kill people. You gotta educate the public.
Guns save lives, guns stop crime, guns protect you, guns are good, guns are fun, guns are why America's still free. That's our message. Don't pose it as guns don't kill people. Pose it as guns save lives. Always put it in the affirmative. This is simple woo-woo, lefty, greeny, you know, psychological hyposunkarankas. You just say the positive things and eventually they take root. You and I are going to talk on the phone. You'll give me a call.
But my favorite is that anybody that says to me, you shouldn't be allowed to have a gun, goes get rent and watch Enemy at the Gates.
Enemy at the Gates. Or anybody who says you shouldn't have a gun, my answer is, I'm in favor of a law that prevents you from having a gun. I would vote for that. Then all of a sudden they're not so happy with this plan. Let me wrap this up in some reasonable way here. I gave myself till Monday to make the decision. The city was supposed to tell us by the end of Friday last week. Nobody called. I called the city manager. He had the head of transportation call me 5 minutes later. She said, I'll get back. I'm sorry, we've been busy. It's complicated. I'll get to you by noon on Monday. Noon comes and goes. I call the city manager at 2 o'clock. He gave me a cell number to show you sincere. I called. She said by noon. Nothing's happening. She calls a little bit later and she says, I'll have it by the end of the day. End of the day comes and goes. The assistant city manager. I mean, we went through this, and Tuesday came and went. By the end of Tuesday, they said we can't allow the message. So I got the final notice of censorship. So I'm sitting there going, what's best for the sponsors? Do I want to sue Phoenix? And Goldwater's now eager and ambitious, and I'm getting calls from private attorneys. Mark Victor said, can I help you? The lawyer for Caswell says, can I help you? Everybody wants to see this move forward. And we'll take a vote. How many says we should sue the Bastages?
Oh, hey!
Does anybody have any reservations about that?
Whatsoever.
Let's hear.
I would. You said that there's others involved. I think before you make the decision to sue, you should consult the others who are involved who may not want to.
Yeah, who has standing?
He said, before I make a decision, I should check with the others. Train Me at AZ LLC, I own it, me and my wife. We formed it, we put up a website, we organized the whole thing. The sponsors are completely removed. They have no legal responsibility or entanglement at all. Now that doesn't mean the city couldn't subpoena Ernie to speak, or this video for all I know, or anything they
No,
want.
they can't.
Wait a second, is it an LLC? Because you can't sue. If it's an LLC, an attorney has to do it. You can't handle the suit for yourself.
At the attorney's suggestion, I went to all the sponsors and I said, what do you think? Some of them were like you guys, sue them. Some of them were, you know, it'll take a lot of your time. You don't know if you'll win. There can be a lot of dirty dealings. This may not be the best thing for you. This may not be the best thing for campaign. But in your opinion, I'll trust you. Do what you think is best. Got a few of those. And I got two. I don't want to go anywhere near this. I think I mentioned that. I don't want to sue. I don't want politics. I want to support the message. So I did check with them all. I am at liberty, I believe, to make a decision in the interest of everybody. You're not the first people I've asked. I've been all over the place asking people. So
What'd the others say?
I'm gonna. That's the final shoe, and then I'm done, and you applaud.
I probably asked the two and if they want to be dropped off the Arizona.
I did, and they're willing to be there.
You will win. If you sue, you will win no matter what.
Win or lose, we get the publicity, and the whole idea is to promote this idea. Somebody asked me, how can I hire somebody to take my billboards down so I can get this kind of publicity?
Right. Because the bad guys is the government on the other side.
Right. We know it, and you have one.
Just a quick question, and I'm sure I'll hear a lot of oohs, but...
Good, oohs are good.
But, you know, when you sue an entity like that, because I've come from the Midwest where a city was sued incorrectly, and you know who pays for that?
Who?
Residents.
Oh,
Residents.
The residents.
So are you gonna make the residents of Phoenix suffer the point?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Who cares at any point?
Exactly.
At this point, you care.
Okay, wait a minute. She got her ooze, and I am the wizard of ooze. if I do this, you guys pay for the city to fight me. I suck money out of your pockets, and they fight free speech with your dollars, and there will be feedback and flack on it. Corwin, how could you do this? This costs $370,000 and they haven't started.
Yeah, but then they shouldn't have taken out those signs then.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
heard
it's an
that
argument back.
argument on our stuff for 20 years, and the argument has always been, it's the best taxpayer-funded education propaganda opportunity in our world. How about that for a dollar?
I have a question for you. At what point do you say that you don't spend the tax dollars to defend against something?
I'm not saying
Because
that you
if you
can't,
don't,
Sell out of
I'm not
Korwin.
saying you can't defend your cause, but is it the way you defend your cause?
but if you don't have the lawsuit and have the city pay the ability of it, then what are you going to do when they're at your front door and
Yeah.
say you're grasping on the
Then you should go for it. Then recognize that everybody in the valley will pay for that.
And recognize,
We're gonna pay a lot more if they don't allow us to.
No, I'm glad you brought it up, because this one always comes up every time we do this.
recognize that this is more complex than it seems at first. And recognize that anything you see in the newspaper is likely wrong. Lori Roberts ran that column. Google Lori Roberts and city billboards and see that article, what she did, or look at the WorldNet Daily story on this. They got it right, and they're saying it as if we were saying it. The media is they want to teach kids how to be murderers, and the city won't let them, so now we got to spend money to defend child murderers? That's what they're going to do. If you don't get my emails, you should put your name, your email on some kind of piece of paper and hand it to me before I go, because I'll put out news of what's really happening. Yes.
An important thing you need to consider, and having done at least 3 lawsuits, there's a distinction between suing them in their official capacity, which means you're suing the entity, so therefore the argument may be legitimate that it's taxpayer money. But if you sue them in their individual capacity, they are personally liable. This is the argument that I'm dealing with my civil RICOs. People are saying, you're taking taxpayer money, but they forget that money